Hello everybody, welcome to Planet Coaster 2 and welcome to Update 9. This is the new free update coming to all platforms this Thursday, the 30th of April. And the big headline for this update, as you can see in the footage in the background, and as you've probably seen them teasing on their socials over the last couple of weeks, is of course arcades. So here's a full list of the 14 machines coming with the update as per the patch notes. We've got a video game cabinet, which appears to be a sort of generic arcade machine by the looks of it. And then we've got licensed Atari cabinets in the form of Pong, Asteroids and Centipede. Then we've got a claw machine, a feat of strength, which is your classic kind of hit the thing with a hammer, alley-oop, which is the basketball one, yeet ball, which is skee ball basically by the looks of it, token tumble, which looks like a penny pusher type machine, paddle battle, which is air hockey, pop-up panic, which is a sort of classic whack-a-mole type thing, and then hoop throw, which I think is fairly self-explanatory. And then of course you've got a prize counter, and as the patch notes say, guests can win prizes from the machines directly, or tickets which can be swapped for prizes at the prize counter. Park managers can decide how many tickets and prizes their guests can win from their arcades. And as we can see in the footage here, it appears to work just like the restaurants or gift shops in the game, where you can set the counter down and then you can link the machines to the desk to pay out the prizes. There's no mention in the patch notes, and I can't see anything in the footage here to suggest that there are new prize items being added, so that's a wait and see, but I'm erring on the side of no additions there. It looks like it's just the items from the gift shop. At least that's what I can see here. And then we also have the claw and the fortune machine returning from Planet Coaster 1, and it's unclear to me whether or not these pay out tickets in the same way as the others, because they delineated this separate new claw machine which pays out tickets in the patch notes, so I'm sort of assuming that these two don't pay tickets out, but I don't really know, it's unclear, so I guess we'll have to wait and see on that front. And yeah, they're quite reasonably calling these arcades, but as you can see here, there's a couple of machines that I think will totally work as midway games. Obviously the skee ball and the basketball one, but also the whack-a-mole or the hoop toss, maybe the pop-up panic as well. I think I could see those working it in a row under a midway type cover, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that all works. So what else is in the update, you ask? Well, I'm not going to hit everything in the patch notes, but the highlights are: we've got 2 new blueprints for the arcades, both the large and small variant, and then various new flat ride blueprints. I think it's always nice to see Frontier fleshing out the lineup of blueprints in the game for those players who prefer not to spend the time customizing absolutely everything. They've also updated a number of coaster models, notably the V&N coasters are now going to have a thicker spine or beam track variant, which seems to have been added for all the V&N coaster types, I think. And then we've got tri-tube and bi-tube track being added to a couple of the Altimax coasters as well. And the V&N wing coaster will now have LSM launch and holding track segments added to it as well. And yeah, I think these kind of updates, fleshing out the coaster building options, are always very welcome. And then this next point is kind of a big one actually. A lot of people have been asking for this, which is coasters that have headlights now have an on-off toggle in their customized panel, which allows you to turn them on and off or just set it to night only if you like. And I think this is really nice. It will be very much appreciated by all the people that have been asking for it. It doesn't say it in the patch notes here, but he says in the video that this also applies to track rides as well as coasters. So yeah, I think that's really nice to see. This one's interesting. Track triggers can now be applied to a specific train or all trains. It's not immediately obvious to me what you would use this for, but in my mind it feels like the sort of thing that might be really cool and useful for specific use cases, especially potentially using coasters or rides to trigger things elsewhere in the park. This feels like the sort of thing that like Taggy or Fog would find interesting uses for. Also here, you may have noticed in the footage that the blue swirly path now has a second colour picker option. And yeah, it's always nice to see them going back, just making sure we've got parity across all the path types to fully customise them. And I am forever hoping for more path options to be added, but I guess we will have to wait a bit longer for that. And then finally we've got a heap of bug fixes. Again, I won't read all of these because, you know, you can go and read the patch notes yourself, which I will link in the description. A couple here that I'll highlight are: they've resolved an issue where if your speakers are set to 0% volume, then when you load the file, all your speakers would still be playing. You'd have to go back and reset them all. And this was driving me mad at a certain point in time, so I'm very glad to see that fixed. There's also a couple of fixes here to particular wall sets in the pirate theme and the fairy tale theme, as well as they're saying they've resolved an issue where rough concrete assets were missing the colour picker. Obviously in Planet Coaster 1 we didn't have the ability to recolour the rough concrete, but it sounds like maybe we do now have the ability to recolour the rough concrete, which is huge if true. Very cool. Oh, and also they've adjusted the shop lighting to be less bright at night. That's not a toggle by the sounds of it, like with the coasters, but it does potentially sound good. I know a lot of people have been complaining about how bright the shop lights are, so yeah, very interested to see what that looks like. So I think that just about covers everything I wanted to talk about in the update and the patch notes. Of course, at the end of the announcement video, we do have the usual little teaser for what's coming up next. So if you'll just join me in the speculation zone here, we've got this little scene in a garage storage type area here with a bunch of scenery items, some of which I don't recognise. Then the shutter raises up, we briefly see somebody with a cane, and then we get a splash screen saying, reveal coming 18th of June 2026, with what looks like sort of confetti or ticker tape floating in the air. So if we enhance some of the scenery pieces here, we've got what looks like to me potentially individual light bulbs on this shelf here. We've got pieces in a couple of the shots that are lined with light bulbs as well as a bunch of wrought iron looking detailing pieces. We've got this clock here that's quite prominently featured, as well as this glove on the shelf on the right here, and there's this funny looking red thing on the shelf here on the left that I don't immediately recognise. Curious about what that might be. And of course we've got this whiteboard showing times here with a Planconian phrase that translates to parade times. So my best guess, and this is just a hunch, we are in the speculation zone after all, is that we're looking at some kind of Main Street and Parades DLC. That's going to be my guess. Of course, we shall have to wait and see what that ends up being when it's revealed on the 18th of June. So, overall thoughts from the announcement. It looks cool. I think before the announcement, I'd kind of already tempered my expectations about what we were going to get. There's more to the arcades than I thought there was going to be. I think these look awesome. I'm really excited to try them out. Do I wish there was a bit more other stuff after the wait that we've had? Yeah, sure. But, at the same time, I've still got plenty to be getting on with my various projects ongoing. So I don't know, I'll just carry on building and it'll be June before I know it. So I'm not super fussed, and yeah, like I said, I think the arcades look cool. If you're disappointed that there's not more to it, I think that's totally fair, but I also think this looks great and it's a free update, so I'm not really complaining. Like I said, I think the arcades look really cool. I'm really looking forward to trying to retrofit some of my midway areas with the machines we've got here. So yeah, sit tight. It's only a couple of days to go, and then I shall be back with another video for you. In the meantime, thank you so much for all your love and support as always, and a special thank you to Frontier this time, of course, for giving me early access to these promotional materials so that I could prepare a video for you today. Much love, and I will catch you soon. Bye!